What if I told you that a plant sitting quietly on your windowsill, the same one many people ignore every day, might have been valued more than gold in ancient times, and still holds secrets that modern science is only now beginning to understand? Many people notice their aloe plant only when something goes wrong. A small burn in the kitchen, a dry patch on the skin, or a moment of discomfort that makes them reach for quick relief. Yet the strange thing is this. The plant was already there long before the problem appeared. Growing slowly. Patiently. Almost unnoticed. And here is the contradiction that surprises many people. A plant we often treat as decorative was once carried across generations, cultures, and even ancient rituals as something deeply valuable. Something reserved for special moments, not everyday care. There is also a quiet curiosity in this. How can something so simple, so ordinary in appearance, be mentioned in ancient texts, used in historical healing practices, and now studied again in modern research labs? Why would civilizations separated by thousands of years all pay attention to the same group of plants? And there is one more thought that often changes how people see this. What if the wisdom was never lost? What if it was simply forgotten in our rush toward modern solutions? Before explaining why this happens, it helps to understand that many of the plants mentioned in ancient scripture were not chosen randomly. They were part of daily life, observed carefully, and used in ways that supported comfort, cleanliness, and balance in the human body. So let's walk through these plants slowly, one by one, not as distant history, but as quiet companions that have stayed with humanity longer than most records can explain. Aloe is often the first plant people recognize. In many homes today, it sits in a pot near a window, growing without much attention until it is needed. Yet in ancient times, aloe was not ordinary at all. It was used in important rituals and valued for its protective and soothing qualities. When you break open a leaf, you see a clear gel inside. It feels cool almost immediately, as if the plant responds to touch with calmness. This is one reason it has been traditionally used for skin discomfort and surface irritation. Modern studies have explored its natural compounds and how they may support the skin's own repair process. What is interesting here is not only what aloe does, but how people across time noticed the same effect. A cooling sensation. A calming response. A sense of relief that feels gentle rather than forceful. Frankincense carries a very different presence. It does not grow quietly in a pot. It comes from trees in dry, warm regions, where resin slowly forms as part of the tree's natural protection. In ancient times, this resin was collected carefully and valued highly. When burned, it releases a warm, grounding aroma. For many ancient cultures, this scent was associated with purification and reflection. Today, researchers have examined its natural compounds and their potential role in supporting the body's inflammatory response. What makes frankincense interesting is not just its physical properties, but how consistently it appears in historical records. It was not rare in meaning. It was central. Used in ceremonies, healing traditions, and daily practices that connected environment and well-being. Myrrh shares a similar history but carries a deeper bitterness in both taste and symbolism. It was used in ancient preparations for cleansing and preservation. Its strong aroma and resinous texture made it suitable for careful, deliberate use rather than casual handling. Modern analysis shows that myrrh contains compounds with antimicrobial properties. Traditionally, it was used in oral care and surface applications. What stands out is its dual presence in history, appearing in both moments of life and moments of farewell, as if it represented transition itself. Olive trees bring a slower rhythm. They grow for decades, sometimes centuries, and their presence in Mediterranean life is deeply rooted. Olive oil, extracted from their fruit, has been used in food, skin care, and traditional healing practices. From a modern perspective, olive oil is widely studied for its healthy fats and antioxidant compounds. It is often associated with heart health and general metabolic balance. But beyond science, there is something steady about it. A plant that does not rush. A product that feels simple but complete. Hyssop appears in historical purification practices. It is a small herb with a strong aroma, often associated with cleansing rituals. Traditionally, it was used in teas or infusions, especially for respiratory comfort. Its role in ancient practices was not only physical but symbolic. It represented freshness and renewal. Modern herbal studies have examined its natural compounds, though it remains a plant used with respect due to its strength. Fig trees offer a different kind of story. They appear in early agricultural history and are often connected with nourishment and comfort. In traditional practices, figs were used both as food and as part of topical applications for skin concerns. The softness of the fruit contrasts with the strength of the tree itself. It is this balance that makes it memorable. Something gentle, yet sustaining. Pomegranate carries a sense of richness. The fruit is filled with seeds, each one holding juice and color. In ancient cultures, it was a symbol of abundance and vitality. Modern research highlights its antioxidant content and potential support for heart and cellular health. What makes it stand out is not just its composition, but its long-standing cultural presence as a symbol of life and renewal. Cedar wood brings another layer. It is strong, resistant, and long-lasting. Used in construction and sacred spaces in ancient times, it was valued for durability and natural resistance to decay. Its scent is grounding, and its oils have been studied for antimicrobial properties. It represents stability in environments where change is constant. Mustard seeds are small, almost easy to overlook. Yet when they grow, they expand into something far larger. This contrast made them a powerful teaching symbol in ancient times. Traditionally, mustard was used in warming applications. It creates a sense of heat and circulation when applied carefully. Its energy is noticeable even in small amounts, which is why it was remembered. Mint is familiar to almost everyone. It grows easily, spreads quickly, and brings freshness wherever it appears. Historically, it was valued for digestion and clarity. Modern studies confirm its calming effect on the digestive system and its refreshing sensory impact. It is simple, but consistently useful. Rue is more complex. It is bitter and strong, used carefully in traditional practices. It was associated with digestive balance but always handled with caution due to its potency. Coriander connects food and tradition. Both seeds and leaves are used across cultures. It has been studied for digestive support and metabolic balance. It is gentle, widely used, and familiar in kitchens around the world. Cumin is another quiet companion. It has a warm aroma and has long been part of daily cooking. Traditionally, it supported digestion and comfort after meals. Modern research continues to explore its metabolic effects. Garlic is one of the most studied natural foods in the world. Its strong scent and taste come from sulfur compounds that have been widely researched for cardiovascular and immune support. Onions share similar compounds. They are simple, everyday ingredients, yet they contain natural elements that support overall health in traditional and modern understanding. Balm of Gilead appears in historical texts as something rare and deeply valued. It was associated with healing and comfort, often mentioned as something sought after in times of difficulty. Cassia and cinnamon are closely related spices with warm, aromatic qualities. They were used in ancient preparations and are now studied for blood sugar and metabolic support. Their value was so high in ancient trade that they were treated as precious commodities. Saffron stands out due to its color and rarity. It is still one of the most expensive spices in the world. Modern research explores its connection to mood and emotional balance. Finally, the vine represents continuity. Grapes have been part of human life for thousands of years. They grow in clusters, ripening slowly, influenced by climate and care. Grapes and their natural compounds are now studied for cardiovascular support and antioxidant properties. But beyond science, the vine remains a symbol of connection, growth, and shared life. As we reach the end of this long journey through plants and history, one thing becomes clear. These plants were never separate from human life. They were part of it. Observed, used, and remembered across generations. And perhaps the most important realization is this. Many of these natural elements were never truly lost. We simply stopped noticing them in the same way. If you're comfortable sharing, I'm curious which of these plants you find most interesting, or which one you may have seen before in your own daily life. Because sometimes, the garden does not need more complexity. It simply needs us to slow down enough to observe what has already been growing there quietly all along. And sometimes, the garden improves most when we simply step back and observe.